Welcome back, everyone. We packed everything up and said goodbye to Laverne County Park in order to head up the coast to Columbia State Park. With the trailer in tow and all of Christine's nearest and dearest in the car, a trusty piece of equipment let us down for the first time. Well, GPS threw us a curveball and took us on a dirt road. Hopefully it's only for one more mile. How you feeling about this, honey? We got back to pavement after a few miles and came upon the Oregon sand dunes, where we decided the boys would rent a dune buggy.
Door, stop! Okay.
Elliot was riding shotgun and Jack was in the back. From Jack's seat, you couldn't really see all too well. On top of that, video does not do justice how straight up we're going here. Elliot can't help but shoot the sun with the camera.
Oh, shit! What? What do you think, Jaggers? What? Which way went straight uphill?
Let's go down.
No! On the camera, it's just all sandy.
When you rent one of these things, they spend a bit of time on how to drive, and they spend a lot of time on what not to do and how much it will cost if you do it. Don't do donuts. Drive straight up and down hills. Stop at the top and look before going. Don't try to jump anything. You will pay, you will pay, you will pay. Half the adrenaline rush was fear of paying thousands of dollars to fix one of these things if I did something wrong. That's why they say you gotta slow down and stop at the top. I need reverse.
Let's go down the other angle, see what would happen if we went down. That's just a cliff.
What do you think, Jack? Can't see?
Barely.
Alright, well I can switch it a bit. As you would drive, you'd come across these random dips that were really hard to see. Sometimes you'd see them at the last second. This is a good example of why you have to go straight up a hill and straight down a hill. The contours in this hill is a little tricky, and I ended up going a little bit off to the left instead of straight up. You can't tell it by the video, but we started to slide down the mountain a little bit before I got it straightened out.
Oh, that hill looks fun.
Just pissed myself a little bit.
That hill looks pretty tall.
They're like, if you tip it, it's like $4 billion. I'm like, okay. I listened to this clip about 100 times, and for the life of me, I cannot tell what Elliot says right here. At the time, I could hear it crystal clear, and it made me laugh pretty hard.
That was a tease.
Let's reverse out of that. We'll go down over there. After 15 minutes of craziness, we decided to have Jack and Elliot switch so Jack could finally see what was going on around here. Woo! What do you think, Bubs?
Fun.
Better in the front?
Yeah, way better.
Let's see some battery here.
Like, do you want to react?
1 hour was plenty. I could not have gone through another hour of that.
Dune, like,
Driving up and down the dunes, and it's so loud. And
I mean, is the buggy itself uncomfortable, even if you weren't going up and down dunes?
I mean, it's not made for comfort, right? But I don't know. I was just stressing about messing up and having to pay $40 million, like all the rental paperwork said. We took good care of it, though. We were all right.
All right, Elliot, would you do it again? Dune buggy? No? Maybe?
Was that a no?
It's fine.
It's just fine. Jack, would you ever do it again?
Probably not, no. I got whiplash on my neck and I'm car sick now.
So that's a total no. Cross that off your list.
Elliot seemed to enjoy it at the time. All right, so our second stop was in the Columbia State Park. We were there for 2 nights. I wouldn't have minded a third. The beach was lovely. The campground, close quarters. Our particular site was pretty good.
There's enough to do though. So Elliot, he was fishing for Elliot. Jack liked the ocean. There's things to do.
Elliot went to the bay side of the campground and cast about 5 times and caught 4 little tiny fish, which for him was a thrill, so that was nice. The biggest one being like that big, but
I tossed her on the idea of even going horseback riding.
we had our 19th anniversary. That's crazy. 19? Like, what was your longest relationship outside of each other?
That's what we want to talk about? How about we talk about that we're getting better at hookups?
Trailer hookups. Trailer hookups.
We you backed in like a pro.
It's much easier to back up the long camper than the short camper. The short camper gets out of whack very quickly. This is definitely easier than the pop-up.
So we took a video of the campgrounds, but my favorite part about that last site was everybody was really crowded, but behind us we happened to have, it said no camping allowed, but we put our chairs there and put Porter there, so that way he didn't have to have dogs right on either side of you. I love that part.
Porter's a good pups, but for whatever reason he gets very protective of our campsite.
But I like just sitting out there, like right now when I look around, I like just seeing anything but the next door neighbor.
Alright, so then we did the big old drive out to here, Ainsworth State Park, right on the Columbia River Gorge. We were led astray by our GPS. It took us to some place within 15 miles of where we're supposed to be. We finally got here, and I think it's all kind of fortuitous because it's like, you know what, we have 4 nights here. I don't know if this campground's really worth 4 nights.
I don't think so.
But then Christine kind of like hooked us up, and now it's a good thing we're here for 4 nights because you did what last night?
You're putting a positive spin on the fact that I tripped over your dog's leash thing and
possibly broke a bone. We don't think so.
Swollen. I've been putting ice on it and elevating it.
Pretty swollen and pretty gross. Even with cute toenails.
I'll continue icing and cross my fingers.
Keep it interesting, babe. What's funny is I was in the truck playing with the GPS trying to locate different
And by funny, he means sad.
different sites in Portland to go and check out. And I heard a noise outside, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and I see Christine just sitting on the floor petting the dog.
Let's
Aw.
be clear. I'm sitting in the dirt that I don't normally do, and the dog's kind of in my face.
Jeez, are you okay?
Yeah.
So I said, oh, that's nice. She's giving Porter some love, and went back to research.
And then I cried out, I'm hurt. And Jack came and looked. I was carrying some cushions. I didn't keep an eye on the cable. Anywho, it's only day 5. And I refuse to have this.
Looks better already.
Yeah. Sure, it's just bruised. That'll be good. To be continued. So I was elevating today. I might not be able to do like the whole Portland tour tomorrow, but it'll be fine.
So we were supposed to do Portland today. We put that off due to the injury. I also am, ironically, taking a college class on how to teach math after teaching math for 23 years. Because I'm going from a multiple subject 5th grade classroom to a single subject 6th grade classroom. And I have to do a 2.5 hour Zoom meetings during our trip. First one being today. And I brought everything a family of 4 needs for a 30-day road trip except for my school bag.
Which also has all the tour books in it.
So it had all the tour books with all the best hikes and everything else on the trip. It had my textbook that our good friend has mailed to us, which I should have tomorrow. And it also had my laptop so I could do the Zoom meeting. So I am now stuck to Zoom meetings on my phone. And I spent today scoping out the nearest town to see what was available Wi-Fi wise to do my Zoom meeting for 2.5 hours over my phone instead of my laptop. So today was kind of a wash, but
it's doable. Everything's doable.
It fit perfectly. I mean, we got 4 nights here, so we have 2 more full days before we leave. I think that's right. So we'll do 1 day of waterfall hikes, 1 day of the Portland, and then we will be on our way. The next day we hit Portland, the city of roses. We were on our way to Washington Park, where I wanted to stroll in the Japanese gardens, but the boys had donuts on their mind. So we hit the notorious Voodoo Donuts first, where Elliot found it hilarious that one of their donuts was in the shape of a penis and some testicles. We found it hilarious when he took a big first bite and was disgusted to find out said testicles were filled with vanilla cream. Everyone explored the park on their own, which gave me a chance to check out the gardens by myself, where I enjoyed a free walking tour.
Have a piece of this framed, like in a picture frame. So as he was designing, he made sure that within every frame that he is constructed by him or by the architecture, it frames a complete view. I'd rather think of it as the whole painting. But in the winter, if someone was sitting inside the house or on a summer afternoon, this would be quite a frame. The doorway would be a frame. So that's one of the design practices of Japanese designer, frame the view.
Boys were becoming camera shy at this point in the trip, so when I located my boys waiting for me, I snuck some video on my phone. What's up, dudes?
Hey. My mom's back at the truck or something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You guys are getting some service here?
Not really.
I found my Zen peacefulness.
We found our butt really hurts from sitting on a rock wall for 30 minutes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Ready for brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Better internet. I can watch Family Guy with no audio again. It was amazing.
Life goals, baby. Life goals. What do you think of the grub, dude? Eh? Got your root beer? You're eating all my fries?
Fries are good.
Puppers can hang out here on this deck. This lovely view. It's quite nice inside. Quite industrial outside. That's what happens when you bring a dog. Jack?
I stubbed my toe on the door.
Oh, that's not good. What'd you say about that smash burger?
It was like charcoal. Mom took the rest of it.
But if that's what a smash burger is,
And then AJ's is better.
then AJ nailed it, I think is what you said.
Yeah.
All right.
I went to Voodoo Donuts, got the cock and ball donut.
You like the cock and ball donut from Voodoo?
Mm-hmm. It had comb in its balls.
It's semen, Elliot. It's semen. They've never seen pinball before. Fully aware that gardens were probably not high on the boys' list, I asked them what they wanted to do, and after a little bit of searching, they found a retro arcade in the middle of Portland. Being a kid of the 80s, I was not going to pass that up. So how's it going, Jack? Not good. Baby's first Miss Pac-Man. Where are we at, Jack?
I don't know.
Montezuma Falls?
Yeah, sure.
Close. Honey?
I said Montanuma.
Multnomah Falls.
So I said.
So we have just discovered that Porter is afraid of heights. We're on the bridge here in front of Multnomah Falls. It's quite a drop down the other side, and he won't come over. Come here. Come here. That's as close as he'll get, and he lays down. Buffers. The following day we went for some hikes in the gorge to go and see some waterfalls. The first hike wasn't that great. This was basically the highlight.
There's the arch of the bridge, and Porter's supposed to head through it, and as soon as he saw the drop, he just backed up.
Come here, man.
Our second hike was much better. This was only the first of our stops on this hike.
Woo! Whoa! Jackers almost ate it. Hi, buffers. Woo, that's cold. Woo, that's colder. Yeah, that's feet numbing cold.
Are you recording?
He's been a baby. He's not going in.
You're not going in either, Elliot.
You're not either.
I'm going in if he goes in. I already said that.
You're lying.
Alright.
If he
Like how
won't
you
go in
lied
it.
about the...
When you jerk the camera around like that, you're gonna make people puke. Smooth operator. There we go.
I'm okay, pups. Woo! Watch the pits! Watch the pits!
You didn't scream. Woo, there goes Jack. Good job, Checkers!
Oh,
All right, Elliot.
It hurts! Hey!
stinging ice cubes all over.
Come on, Elliot! You said you'd do it!
Come on, Elliot.
This is gonna be fun. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah, do it!
There we go! Porter's saving you. He's saving you.
Go! Go!
Porter.
Go!
Hey.
Wet my nose. This trail would have been underwater.
Oh yeah.
So this is the last site with like full hookups and water.
We've gotten
while.
very
Used to that.
very used to full hookups and water.
You don't have to
and
worry about
electricity.
like which lights are turning off. You can, refrigerator, everything's running smoothly. Everything's a little bit easier.
We were just in the camper and it was just, the slightest bit warm. It's like, you know what, we could fire up the AC right now. I was like, yeah, let's just go outside. Let's not be those people.
It's
Let's
actually
not be those
beautiful
people.
outside.
So this campground, Ainsworth. I mean,
Small.
the campground's pretty, but
You're not meant to stay here. You're not meant to hang out in the camp.
Right.
You're meant to just park it and then go.
right. The number one thing that this has going for it is we are a half hour from Portland. And that's why I got it, is we could just go and jump into Portland and avoid hotels. Number two, and close to being number one, is we are 3 miles down the road from Multnomah Falls and all the other waterfalls along the Columbia River Gorge. So
if you want, I mean, it's a super quiet, chill campground. No one's playing loud music. Everyone's really keeps to themselves.
but
It's not as exciting for kids, but I think
for sure,
it's fine.
it's suiting our needs for this. But would I come back here if I didn't want to tour Portland? No, I would not. But
Well, because you and I both, so right now you can hear the freeway, and I'd much rather be camping by a river.
and we also have the train going by. I thought we'd hear it all night long, but I don't recall hearing it during the nighttime.
I mean, whatever.
It's off at the distance. I mean, it's maybe being picked up by the camera right now, the highway noise.
It's just we gotten spoiled.
Yeah. But it'll do.
We hit Costco on the way here, picked up our infamous rotisserie chicken, pizza.
Costco money-saving trip. We go in, we come out with the full pepperoni pizza and a Costco chicken, and that's 2 meals for $15 for a family of 4. And that's pretty much unbeatable. Also, I like my beer, and Costco does a really good job of having beers from the local area. So it's much cheaper than going to all the individual brew pubs and buying their beer at their store. You can buy what's available at Costco for a much more reasonable price.
Yeah.
And I got a really good selection. So we love Costco for that. Oh, we fired up the solo stove the first night. I didn't get it off to a roaring start, and it was smoky the whole time. The second night, I packed it full of kindling, and it took off, and it was a much better quality fire the second
There's
night
no
around.
fires here, though.
Yeah, where we are now, it's they got a fire ban going on. Elliot's looking to fish. I thought we were going to be right on the Columbia River Gorge. We're all across the railroad tracks and the highway
Yeah.
from the river, so that won't be happening.
Well, to drive to.
All right, leaving Portland, Ainsworth State Park, heading up to Mount Rainier. We got a couple of things going. Number one, I could not get a reservation inside the park, but a couple of campgrounds have first come, first served. So GPS is saying we'll get there at 11 o'clock. Hoping to grab one of those. Otherwise, our backup campground is about 30 miles outside the park, and it has pit toilets. Jackers doesn't do pit toilets.
True.
Both boys are hiding. They're scared to be on camera. Second thing, we got really used to hookups really quickly. We were running the AC. We were microwaving breakfast. Charging everything. It was pretty nice. We now have 8 days in a row of 0 hookups. It's going to be an adjustment. Been living the high life. Portland overall. I was really hoping my buddy would be in town to show us around, but he happened to take a trip, so he was gone. We did our best. We saw some of the touristy things, I guess. I mean, we did a brewery, we did Voodoo Donuts, that's total tourist.
The park.
Washington Park.
Just a lot of traffic.
And you know what? I did have a great time at the arcade with the boys. That was a lot of fun. having them look at a game like 720 or Tron and just be completely confused as to what you're supposed to do. Elliot had his first pinball action. He's never played pinball before.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So that, I kind of hate to say it. Ground Control Arcade was probably my favorite part of Portland.
What? That was Elliot's idea. Jack's idea. We never came to fruition.
Jack wanted to do rock climbing, but we can do rock climbing at home.
So Elliot had the arcade idea, and he was the first one to poop in our trailer. Two firsts.
On this trip. I don't know. And then, what else is there?
How many sites are first come, first serve?
So there's 2 different campgrounds. One campground only has 9 sites that can accept us, and that's the one that I would prefer, but I don't think it's worth driving to. I'm going to actually go to my second choice, Ohanacapush or something like that. They have closer to 20 that could accommodate our trailer.
And how close is that in the park?
It's kind of in the southeast corner. Actually, my number 1 choice, they limit 25 feet or less, so we can't do that. That's up in the Sunrise area. That's where a lot of the
That's originally
trails
what
are.
you have reservations for?
No, originally last year we were going to Mount Rainier, but then 2 of us came down with COVID and we had to bail.
Well, those are teeny tiny sites. There's no way we'd fit in there.
That's that is where there's only 6 to 9 sites. I forget what the number was. That's Cougar Rock. So Cougar Rock, it's a limited number. I would like to be there, but we're going to go to Ohanacapush or whatever it's called and check out there. They had 20 sites, so better options.
We just like drive around and stalk them.
So you show up and you look at what's available, and then you go and tell the ranger you're taking that site right there. And we're going to get there around 11:15, hopefully.
How do you know what's available?
It's empty.
I know, but they don't have to leave until 12, so.
Right, and if you see people, I don't know. I mean, we could always ask the ranger and say who's due to leave today.
Okay.
But last year when we checked in, when we had the reservation, I remember people were trying to get the first come, first serve site, so you had to kind of wait in line just to talk to the ranger.
I remember that too.
I want to just try and get the site all by ourselves.
Boys can just lay down in the driveway, block it.
Oh, we're totally using them.